Hey, what's going on guys? Leroy here. And in the last video, I spent a little bit of time talking about arranging beats on the push and using the step sequencer and the clip mode. And in this video, I just wanted to spend a little bit of time just talking about sampling. Now, there's not a lot of new features as far as sampling techniques is concerned on the push. However, it's just a nice little recap because it is pretty powerful controller for controlling and chopping up samples. So the first thing I want to do obviously is go to an audio track and I need to load in an audio file in which I wish to chop up. And the first thing I'm going to do is hit browse, and then I'm going to use the encoders to navigate to a folder on my in my browser which contains samples or songs rather that I wish to sample in this folder titled sample tracks. And for this video I want to sample B.B. King, the legend, in the song called Hummingbird. So I'm going to load that, and this is the tune there. But I'm pretty much just going to be only concerned with like 1 or 2 bars in the very beginning of the tune. And so the first thing I need to do is I need to convert this audio file and put it into a simpler, which is essentially just Live's version of a sampler. I hit convert. Now, one of the new features with Live 10 is we actually have more options to be able to convert audio files to. We can now convert harmony to MIDI, melody to MIDI, and drums to MIDI. But in this case, I just want to stick with the simpler. So now Live has created a MIDI instrument with the simpler on it, with this audio in it, and I can use the pads. I'll just quickly turn up the volume. And I can use the pads to play back the sample. Now I'm just going to use the start and end point here to just move along to find the end point of the sample to create the loop that I wish to chop up. Cool, alright, it's pretty much what I want to use. Now I'm just going to press the simpler button tab one more time just to open up all the other parameter pages that are located within the simpler. And the first thing I want to do is I just want to crop this sample just to disregard all of the other, the rest of the tune, as it's not what I wish to use. Cool, so this is the sample here. Now the second thing I want to do is I want to warp this sample. I want to warp it to the tempo that I currently have selected, which is around 85 BPM. So I'm going to hit the warp button, and I'm just going to go warp as 2 bars. And this should place the sample within the grid to play it back at the tempo that I wish. Cool, so that's all on tempo. Now I want to slice this sample up. I want to chop it up so I can create a new phrase out of this guitar sample here. So I want to go back to my main tab, use in the mode, I want in sample mode, I want to go slicing, and rather than have it on transient, I want to change it to manual slicing. Manual slicing means we're able to use the pads to insert slices in the sample manually. So it's now waiting for me to put those slices in. So. Cool, so those are the slices that I want. Now obviously, those slices weren't placed in perfect timing, so this is where I can use the nudge function to nudge the start and end points of the sample to where I wish them to be located. And I can also use the zoom function as well to zoom right in there, make sure that all those sample slices are on their right points. Cool. So now I've got all my slices set up. I can kind of just go ahead and just start creating a new phrase out of these samples. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.